Hello and welcome to Tempo Check, baby. Tempo Check 1, 2. I'm your host, Cathryn Niker.
And I'm your other host, Freddie Rivas. What's up? How are you doing?
I'm great.
You're great. Awesome.
Sorry, you're not asking me. You're
I was
asking the
asking everyone.
listeners.
I was asking the listeners.
Oh, the way you said it, I was like, I'm great.
We love all of you. Please follow us on our social media accounts at the Pickup WNBA podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, the likes, the subscribes, the word of mouth. All of that is good for us. And honestly, we've been getting a lot of love recently. Maybe it's the season bump. Maybe there's just an onslaught of stuff happening. And a lot of tempo love specifically, which is great because this is so exciting. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about. And the whole idea with this pod is we're going to kind of keep things on the shorter side, but these are different times. So Cathryn, I'm going to let you start with the big event.
Yeah, let's dive in because this was easily one of the biggest weeks in this franchise's history to date. Obviously, we have the draft. We're going to talk all things Kiki Rice. But before we do that, I just want to talk a little bit about the Before the Bounce event that happened on Tuesday. This was an event for fans, for season ticket holders, for media to come see the arena, watch the unveiling of the court. It was like a preview of like some of the game ops. There was a fireside chat with Teresa Resch and Monica Wright Rogers and Sandy Brondello. Masai Ujiri was just there, but not in a suit, and he wore like a baseball cap and like a windbreaker, and like I didn't even recognize him. It's like, oh my god, it's like new Masai. But anyway, it was really fun. It honest review of the event took a really long time to get things going. I was there for like an hour and a half before anything started to move forward, but maybe that's just the ADHD having a moment. But truly it was so great. I love the way the court looks. And really great event. Also to Freddie and I are season ticket holders with a group of friends, and I believe there's a gift for the season ticket holders, which I believe it's just one, so it's going to go to our buddy Andrew who organized it. And it's a plaque. It's like a really nice fancy plaque of our tickets. I'm like, isn't that so cool? It's like a really nice
I love
gift.
that.
Yeah. But anyways, just wanted to shout out that event and just this organization just killing it on all fronts right now. Okay, let's dive into Kiki Rice. Kiki Rice was our first draft pick. What do we want to know about Kiki? Well, she played for UCLA. She just won the NCAA championship. Kiki Rice this season averaged, I love it's 14.9. Let's call that 15 points. 5.9 rebounds. Let's call that 6 rebounds. 4.3 assists, 1.5 steals. That's on 49% field goal shooting and 38% at the 3-point line, 90% free throw shooter. I think Kiki is a really solid guard. That's my overall impressions in terms of whether we should be happy or not. I think this was a best available player situation at the 6th spot. I think she was a great guard to go with. I don't think if for anybody, that we have a lot of new WNBA people who listen to this podcast, so I will say like I would manage your expectations. I don't see Kiki Rice being like, she's not projected to be a generational superstar. I wouldn't project her to be an all-star this season or anything like that, but I do think she will be a very solid guard, and I think we should be happy with that pick overall is kind of my general consensus.
Very fair. I got into my draft head, as I said in the pickup, and I wanted Tanaya Latson, who got drafted 20th overall. Really wanted Flau'jae. So I sort of talked myself out of Kiki Rice, but and we've talked about this before, but I think some of the UCLA like powerhouse stacked team stuff scared me a little bit.
Mm.
And
Well, I think that championship gave everybody a bit of a boost in the draft,
it
I'll be
did, it did.
honest.
And
Yeah.
I think sometimes I'm afraid of like really, really stacked teams, like what those players are like after they're separated from one another and in a
Mm.
tougher league. But here's what I'll say. The draft was so stacked that we couldn't have went we we couldn't have really messed up, and we didn't. Kiki is an absolute star of a player. Gotta say this, but Kiki, do you love me? Are you trying? No, I'm so sorry. Low
We're
hanging
sorry,
fruit.
Kiki. We know you're gonna get sick of that song real quick.
Yeah, but we had to get it out of our system. But I watched some good scouting report stuff
Mm.
on Kiki, and I think really just like amazing mid-range, like such a downhill player, a solid and like grimy defender. So I
Oh,
think that's
great.
something in general that this
Between her and Mabry.
oh man, and Sykes, like
Yeah.
this team and Julie Almond, like this whole tempo team is going to be very good on defense. We'll see what happens on offense, but this team is going to be really good on defense. And yeah, there it's I think we were talking about this before the podcast, right? Is she going to start? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they give her the full keys right away because Julie Almond is like a really she started last year for the Sky and Sky, sorry, the Valkyries, and they had a really solid year. And
Mhm, mhm,
this is a veteran player. So I think regardless of whether she starts or not, she's in a great position. And
mhm.
she'll be first off the bench, probably if she doesn't start, or maybe she starts and she gets sort of like a quick hook and like shares the load or whatever. Or maybe she starts and
It could be
really
like a six-man situation.
could
Maybe
be,
she
yeah.
closes out some games, like, who knows?
Exactly. And I think, you have like really in thinking about her with the tempo, you have such a willing passer with two ball dominant like guard, small forward shooting guards and Sykes and Mabry, and it's a nice fit. Like I think she's coming into a position where there's not a lot of pressure in that
Mhm.
regard. Although I will say a lot, like a very two videos I saw which were sweet, but also I'm like, okay, ease up, ease up. This is like just like I don't even know. I'm like, this is a bit intense, but Vince Carter sent her a video
Mhm.
message, and Damon
Mhm.
Stoudemire sent, her a
I'm just laughing at you stuttering over Stoudemire.
I know, stuttering over Stoudemire is wonderful. It's like
Mhm.
I feel like Stoudemire is almost like a stuttery sounding word. Um, but, yeah, those 2 players being like, "You have to do everything you can for Canada." It's like, "Okay, okay, just please come here, Kiki, and enjoy the weather and have a good time."
Oh, I
And
love this opinion. Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean? Just come and have fun. Like it's like I appreciate it. Yes, a lot of young women are going to be looking up to you, and but like they also
but
have
they're gonna be
Kia,
looking up to
and
the whole team. Yeah.
exactly. Like so like you're the first draft pick. That's so huge. You will be at the very least like a trivia question for the rest of your life, but whatever, like you're good. You're here for a reason. You just won an NCAA championship. You belong in the WNBA, and we got a really, really, really good player. So I think that's how I'm
Yeah,
feeling about Kiki, and well rounded too, right? Like a 6 foot point guard that's fast. The by the way, the knock in the scouting report is that she plays a little bit out of control sometimes, which I
mm.
think something is that you can very much rein in, right?
Yeah,
I want an ambitious player over someone who won't who won't make that play, who
right.
won't push the ball. So
A lot of interesting points. One thing I thought about with the with the parallel to Damon Stoudemire is I was like, "Oh, like, she's gonna be a a really good point guard, just like Damon Stoudemire was, but not like a superstar generational player." And I feel like that's for Raptors fans jumping into the tempo for the first time. That's not necessarily a bad way to look at it. But I think the big difference here with Kiki is that she isn't the star of the team the way Damon Stoudemire was, right? Like, I don't think she has that kind of pressure or that weight on her shoulders. Um, like the quote unquote face of the team is a conversation we can have, but really I feel like that remains Maria Mabry if there was
That's
just
the
one.
that's the big money player.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like Kiki isn't in that role. So I feel like putting this like you got to do it for Canada thing. I don't know how much that holds true, but also I think everybody's just so excited for the team that it's going to be a real women uplifting women
Mhm.
vibe or just people uplifting these women vibe that it's that pressure will not be on one person's shoulders. I think that's where this will be very different.
Here, here.
Other roster stuff we gotta talk about. I mean, the other big news was, hometown girl Kia Nurse signing with the team.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Very cool. She was also at the behind the bounce event, which was really fun. We all love Kia Nurse here in Canada. For any of our international listeners, learning about the tempo and other Toronto specific stuff. Kia Nurse does a lot of broadcasts for the Toronto Raptors, so a lot of people know her through that. Kia is a very solid vet. I think she's going to be a great vet for Kiki to learn from, honestly. She will probably come off the bench, we're thinking, in terms of like what the actual lineups will be. That remains to be, folded out for lack of a better term. Because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of guards, and there's a lot they got to figure out in training camp. But really, really excited. I feel like Sandy said during the behind the bounce event that, she wants this team to be competitive and she feels like this team can be competitive. So I feel like based on that, like fringe playoff team is kind of the goal for this season, it appears. And I think that's a really solid goal for this team to have.
Yeah, so a couple things. So just as far as managing expectations,
Mm.
it's our
I
first
also
year.
just said a bunch of stuff, sorry.
No, no, it's our first year. I think that's a win in and of itself. We have Sandy. We have legit talent. I think, yeah, we do have size issues, like, off the bat,
Yeah.
but, the WNBA power rankings just came out. We are ranked, 14th out of 15 teams, so Portland is ranked and I think right, so expansion expectations, this is where we're at.
Mhm.
But I think here's the major update I want Tempo listeners to know. We're gonna get into who makes the roster when training camp starts, which is very, very shortly. But here are the key players. Here are the big contracts. So Spot Track is kind of like this is for nerds, but this is kind of like money, base salary, and cap hit percentage. And what cap hit percentage basically means is how much money a team has and how much money the team is spending on a player. So it shows you essentially their value based on what the team thinks, right?
Mhm.
So right now that's 8 players, not including Kiki Rice, who's for sure going to be a part of the team. Here are those 8 players, and here's the money they're making. Marina Mabry, 1.2 million. Brittany Sykes, 1.19 million, so just under Marina Mabry. And then a big signing, Temi Fagbenle is making a million flat. And then there's a big drop off. We have Niara Sabali making $436,000. Julie Almond making $425,000. Isabel Harrison, 400 flat. And then Aaliyah Nye and Kia Nurse both making $277,000. So those are the players. Like if you're kind of like wondering what the rotation's going to be like, who's going to be in the mix. Um, I would say another thing to factor in is based on our lack of height. Temi Fagbenley is 6'4", so that's the center. Niara Sabali is also a big, right? So those two are going to get a lot of time. Isabel Harrison is going to get a lot of time. We are thin up front, and we have a lot of guards. So those three players, just based on their size alone. We brought in Maria Klinikova on the in the expansion draft, and she's the only other center in camp. So I
There's
don't
a
know.
lot of players that are gonna be fighting for 3 spots.
Yeah, and she's the only center, right? And she did get a qualifying offer. So I think like it might even be the rest of them
Mhm.
fighting for 2 spots. But again, I don't know, right? A lot could happen in camp. They could pick up more players, blah, blah, blah. But I did a little fun exercise,
Mhm.
and we'll see if I'm onto something or not or whatever. But this is sort of like this is what I think fans could maybe expect to see opening day. Starters, PG, uh, Julie Almond, shooting guard, Marina Mabry, Brittany Sykes, small forward, Niara Sabali, power forward, Temi Fagbenley, center, and then the key rotation players are going to be Kiki Rice, Kia Nurse, Isabel Harrison, and Aaliyah Nye. And then I think I'm not sure who else will play,
I
but
think you're bang on.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think you're completely bang on. Well done.
Thanks. That
Yeah, I
that
mean,
honestly felt
what
really good hearing that.
yeah, no, I mean, whether, like, Kiki Rice ends up in the starting lineup or not kind of remains to be seen. It's also something I
Yes.
feel that could change as the season progresses, just because she is a rookie. But, yeah, I feel like that spot they might play around with a little bit, but otherwise, I think that's really it. So, that's what's to look forward to, roster-wise, and it just feels so cool to have a team, Freddie.
We got a goddamn team. What the hell? So this is awesome.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Do we wrap it up there?
I think we wrap it up there. We got a team, and the news is going to keep coming, right? Like so
Mhm,
we're weekly, and we're going to have like a lot more, there's still signings trickling in first of all. And then yeah, we're going to have camp battles. There's going to be a lot of stuff. Oh, let me throw this out here cuz I heard about this just or a kind of sign off thing. I
mhm.
heard about this from before the bounce. Our dance pack, the name is called the rhythm section.
Yes. Oh
That's
my god, I
great.
forgot. I
That's great.
forgot.
Come on, that's great.
And you know what? They were excellent. They were really excellent. Like,
The rhythm section?
it was
Let's go.
genuinely impressive. The rhythm section was genuinely impressive. And a nice mix of men and women too.
Love it.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff.
All you need is a mascot IKEA monkey
Yeah, we
stepping
didn't see
up.
the mascot.
Yeah, you didn't because it's me, and I'm coming in as an IKEA
Buddy,
monkey,
we
and I
all
got
want it to be you, Freddie. You know
right?
that. We all want it to be you. Um, but we'll stay tuned to find out who the mascot let's find out
Yeah,
what costume Freddie's wearing.
yeah.
Uh,
Stay tuned for that.
okay, let's wrap it up there. Thank you everyone for listening and tuning in. I believe next week will just be the pickup with me and a special
Yes,
guest. And
yes.
then the week after that, we'll have tempo check as well. There's going to be preseason stuff. We'll have a lot of updates after training camp. We'll see who possibly makes those last 3 spots. I don't know if they'll settle that before those preseason games or not, but there'll definitely be updates by then. So, stay tuned for both, and, thank you again, and we'll catch you next time.
Catch you next time. Thanks, everybody. Go Tempo.
Bye.